Hi, my name's Jordy, and I'm doing this video in hopes that the people who see this will be able to help me in some shape or form. I have cystic fibrosis, which is a chronic illness that affects the lungs and digestive system. I was diagnosed when I was 2 months old. Throughout my childhood, I was able to stay out of hospital for the most part, but as I got older, it got harder and harder to manage that. 4 years ago was when my body started to decline, and now I'm in a position where I'm looking at and in the process of getting on the list for a double lung transplant. The doctor and surgeon have both told me I have 3 months to find and figure out my support system so that they can go ahead with putting me on the list and know that if I get called tomorrow, then I'll have a good support system to help me through the next several months to a year. My situation is this. I'm not super close with a lot of my family just because I was isolated as a child due to my parents' stubbornness and them not wanting to interact with the people that they did not like. So I didn't get very close with many of my cousins or my great aunts or great uncles or anybody like that. The family that I did get close to, however, they either have health issues of their own or they're older in age, so they're not as reliable as, say, someone in their 20s or 30s. I have friends that I've thought of, obviously, but they too have health issues of their own, or they have a kid, or they're trying to go to school to better themselves and get a good career, or they're working full-time. I've tried to go to school and deal with my health situation, and that alone is hard to deal with. I can't imagine having a kid on top of school, or having a kid on top of school on top of a full-time job. That's just a lot for like one person to handle. Like, come on now. So obviously there's friends that I've thought of, but their plates are too full. I can't ask them. What I need is for people to be there for me, taking care of me from 3 months up to 6 months. 6 months is, the worst case scenario. But they say up to 6 months post-transplant, just because everybody heals differently, everybody heals at a different rate, and say if you get a cold or you get an infection, that's going to prolong your recovery even more. Now, with how my situation is, I don't have anybody 100% guaranteed with me on my support. So I need the lung transplant. I really do. I want to be able to live my life, be able to have a better life after transplant and everything. So I'm reaching out to the people of the internet for some funding. I've made a page on GoFundMe, and you can donate there. I will leave the link in the description below, and if you can donate, that's great, that's awesome, I really appreciate it. If not, you can like, or you can share my story, you can share this video. I also have a Facebook page. It's called CF Lung Transplant funding. You can like and share that. Just generally try and get the word out to other people that you may think that can help, or that are going through the same thing, and or have gone through the same thing, I guess, and could give me some heads up on what to look for. you know Now, the funding that I do get, it's going to go towards helping me be able to afford a place near the hospital, because I live in Vancouver. Well, the hospital is in Vancouver. I live in New West, and all the places around the hospitals, or in like downtown, or near any hotels or anything like that, they're really, really expensive. Like Vancouver alone is expensive, but then you add location to that, and it's going to be an arm and a leg to pay for rent. So your donations will go towards helping me with my rent, as well as transportation costs, because if I've got to take a cab every time that I have an appointment, that's going to get costly as well. Because after my transplant, I will need to go to the hospital twice a week for blood work, for breathing tests, for x-rays, and general, I guess, checkups. Just because after transplant, they want to make sure that you're doing better than what you were before. And if you say you get a cold, if you're going to the doctor twice a week, they will be able to catch this virus or bacteria or whatever it is growing in your body, and be able to catch it just that much sooner, so it doesn't get out of hand. As well as, like I said, I live in Vancouver, and the healthcare here, it doesn't cover all of the medical bills. So the funding is also going to go towards paying for any medications that I need. If I need to go into a special rehab program afterwards, and rehab meaning like going and learning how to keep my body healthy. Going for, say, yoga, or going to the gym, or generally exercising my body so that I can gain muscle, and my body will be stronger to fight off infections. Because I'm not sure if you really know what happens with your body after transplant, but your body my body, I guess, will be on immunosuppressants, so that it can keep, so that my body doesn't reject the lungs that are in my body. And being immunosuppressant means that you can get sicker like that much easier. So, and I will be on anti-rejection drugs for the rest of my life. Another major thing that this funding is going to go towards is if I need a healthcare worker, like home care, or nurse next door to come and care for me, that's going to be expensive as well. My grandfather had nurse next door come and take care of him while he was sick, and my grandmother had to pay a good chunk of that money. And so when I was talking to her about it, she said, you're gonna need a lot in order to afford something like that. And I said, well, like, if I need it, I need it. So I guess that's just everything in a nutshell. So if you can donate, that's great. That's awesome. I really appreciate it. If not, again, like and share my stuff. Get my word out there. Um, you know, that's all that I really need, is my word being spread. Um, and I'm the type of person where um, if someone is in need, I will help them. So what I'm going to do, along with um, trying to raise money for myself, after I am able to work, or I'm more stable and I'm able to do things on my own again, the funding that I get, or the money that is left um, after I've needed it, I will pay it forward towards someone else in a similar situation, or the same situation, whichever it may be, because I think that anybody who's going through something like this, they need the extra help. And it's the good people out in the world that make make these things possible. So, I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of information on where your money's going to be going, what it's going to be helping, and hopefully I'll get some good feedback. Again, if you know anybody that's had a lung transplant, or if you yourself has had a lung transplant, please comment and tell me your story. Tell me the good things and the bad things, because I don't know what I'm going towards, but I know I need this. It's gonna give me a second chance at life. It's gonna make me be able to do the things that I haven't been able to do. So if you've got any experience, please, give me some advice. I could really use it. And thank you in advance for anything that you can do, whether it's donate, share, give advice, whichever it is. I really appreciate it. You guys and donors, likers, sharers, you're giving me a second chance at life, and with your continuing donations, you will be giving someone else a second chance or a better life for them as well. And that touches my heart, and I'm sure it will touch whoever else gets benefited from this. So again, thank you very much for anything that you can do. I really appreciate it. Thank you.